before I had the Comet wheels, so now as you can see I've gone for the Hurricane wheels. Now I've got quite a good deal with these because it came with some decent tyres as well. I only had to replace 2. So I've got 5 of them all refurbished in this silver, and they've all got matching tyres. Took a little bit of a gamble with the colour. I said I wanted a dark silver. Most of you know from factory they are silver. Well, I wanted silver, but I want something a little bit different. Just thought something that'll go well with the black, but I don't want it too far away from factory spec. So, and it's a little bit unique to mine as well now. I mean, there's probably a few like this anyway. Just before I got these, I saw a lot of people saying they wanted Hurricane wheels. I wanted Hurricane wheels as well. So now I've actually got some, had them refurbished and fitted them. Everyone's talking about Comet wheels now by the looks of it, which is what I had before, but to be honest I prefer these anyway. But since the spare wheel is also refurbished, I don't really want it getting marked up in here. So there's no reason it should do, but to give it extra protection I'm going to put some padding in. I'm actually going to use this, which is soundproofing, but it's nice and padded on top. There's a few little rusty bits I'm going to rub down now, put some protection on them, and then I'll get the soundproofing in. So I lifted out the toolkit and found a little bit more rust there, so I've just rubbed that down and sprayed a bit on there, and I'm just going to put a little bit more soundproofing where that is. But this is well done. It fits fine and it shouldn't get marked up at all. I mean, it shouldn't really get marked up anyway without that, but it's just a bit more protection, and it should hopefully make it a little bit quieter. It probably won't make any difference. You might be a bit surprised to see me in this. It's not mine, it's Father's. I've literally just replaced the final stage resistor, I think it's called, because the fans weren't working for the blower. Well, the blower motors weren't working, so there was no fan speed. No matter what speed you set the fans to, you won't get any air blowing. So I've just replaced that for the 2nd time, and it's working fine again. For as long as we've had this thing, the sound system hasn't been great. It's a Westminster, so it's got Logic 7 HD, but I think the low range speakers, especially in the front doors, are knackered really, and the mid range isn't great. Well, none of it's really good anyway, so it's probably needs most of the speakers replacing, if not all of them. And the subwoofer, you don't really notice it, you barely notice it, even if it's turned up flat out. But I'm going to soundproof in the boot because I've got loads of it left over, and probably eventually, if I do the speakers in the doors, put some soundproofing in the doors as well. Water must be getting in somewhere. It's quite dirty in there, so a clean won't harm it. Giving it a good clean up, I'll probably stick some soundproofing along the side there, and probably a bit on the floor as well, and a bit down here. I can definitely say the soundproofing has made a little bit of difference. There's a little bit less road noise and a little bit less exhaust noise inside, so it's helped a little bit. I do want to upgrade the sound system in this thing. I could get a new amplifier and get the sat-nav working as well and all the speakers, but a new amplifier is 400-500 quid at least, and I don't really think that's worth it. If anybody knows like what speakers to replace it with and what head unit, ideally, just a plug and play ideally I want. I don't want to be messing with wires for hours. Also, another thing I'd like to know, how can I make all this aluminium a bit cleaner and shinier again? If you wanted to see more content on that white one, I could do some. Like I say, it wants new speakers really. It wants some rust repairing, and it could do with another machine polish. I gave it one a few years ago, but it could probably do another one now. So what do you think? I didn't mind the Comet wheels, I just preferred these ones, but some of you may prefer the Comet wheels. So anyway, that's the end of this video, but there's still plenty to do with it. I'm not sure what will come next.